Yes, it is crazy how just switching to a new class inside of Diablo Immortal can completely refresh your enthusiasm to play the game. As many of you may know, I just switched back to the Barbarian class inside of Diablo Immortal, and I am so excited again to daily log into the game and to just put my builds together, farm, and do the normal things that we do inside Diablo Immortal. Barbarian has been my favorite class for a long time, and having gone from Wizard to Crusader to the Druid, it's just nice to be back home with my Barbarian. But things have to get rebuilt because it's been like 8 months since I've played the class. But no, this is not a video just about the Barbarian. It's a video that's going to be covering multiple things inside of the game, some of which have to do with things that just happened on my account. Now, you may notice over here that we do have telluric pearls. These are what I feel to be some of the most valuable assets inside of the game because they give us the ability to craft any 2 out of 5-star gem that we want to. There's no RNG, there's no lottery system, it's not gambling. You're literally getting 40 of these and then you're crafting the gem that you want. So today, it's crafting day for me. But before I do, I want to let you know I am going to be crafting a roiling consequence. But what I decided to do before just dropping in the additional gem and the resonance to do that, or I should say in the gem power to do that, what I actually did was I came here and I upgraded my Viper's Bite gem another level inside of the primary gem, inside of the roiling consequence. Doing this gave me a bunch of additional gem power that's here, hanging out inside of here, so I actually don't need any gem power to do the upgrade. This is basically something for players who are still struggling with upgrades in the resonance system. I'll show you how I do it. So over here at the Apprentice Jeweler, if I were to have gone and just done a straight up upgrade, this is a bad example. Let me find one that's a good example here. If I were to do just a normal, that's also a bad example. All of these gems have some gem power within. If I were to do a normal upgrade, it would require me to put in a gem and then put in gem power to do that upgrade. Notice all of these gems already have the gem power within. That's because of the residence gems that I have slotted inside. I think the only one that doesn't is maybe my Fated Trial. This one even does too. All right, so what we're in a good position for is, check it out. I have 197 gem power just within this gem because of that resonance. And I only need 60 for the upgrade. So really to do this upgrade, all I need, I don't need any gem power, any of these gems. All I need is an additional roiling consequence gem, which we'll do right now. I'm gonna go to craft. I am gonna go to telluric craft actually, and I'm going to find the roiling consequence. This is the next gem that I wanna get up to the next level, to rank 6. So I'm gonna craft a roiling consequence gem. Boom. There we go, looking good. 2 out of 5 star, beautiful, that's exactly what we need. So now when I come on over to do this upgrade right here, I come and do the upgrade, boom, I'm gonna find the roiling consequence gem, there it is, I already have the gem power, this is gonna be consumed, okay, look, the gem power is there, I'm gonna get one more step, making it halfway towards a rank 6, boom, you can see right here, right down on the bottom, it goes rank 5 plus 64%. You're basically getting a decent 15% or so with each jump that you do. So I need 1, 2, 3 more roiling consequence gems, and then this will be up to a rank 6, just like many of the other gems that I'm utilizing here on the account. Looks like I have 1, 2, 3 rank 6s. The rest of them are sitting at rank 5. Oh, my Colossus Engine is also a rank 6, but I want this roiling consequence. It's an S tier gem and definitely worth me investing into with that gem power. Now that was something I was pretty excited about. It takes a while to save up 40 telluric pearls. It's a little bit quicker if you buy some of the services because you'll get some additional of those, but it's nice when you actually do get that. And yesterday was the day I saved it so I can go through the how-to with you guys. But really the excitement that we have from changing to a new class and really building it out is what my focus is today. And as you can see, we've been putting together a handful of builds here. I've put together my old school PvP Flicker you know, that's like the Hammer of the Ancients slamming like crazy. That build used to be the best, but they nerfed it. We got the PvP Whirlwind. We got a PvP Cleave build that I don't even have all the essences for yet. I'm still waiting on some of them, but it still does work, and I'm actually loving this build. I've got myself a Whirlwind Unkillable build. That one I actually got from speaking with Indez. And I got a farming build, which is an old school build that I used to use that I should probably update at some point in time. Goal is to essentially get a bunch of PvP, all the relevant builds of PvP. I want to get a nice dungeon build. That's essentially my Unkillable build here. Big damage dropper. I could use it against Heliquary bosses. I could utilize it in dungeons. That's definitely a decent one for one, not dying because I'm unkillable, but also being able to drop a lot of damage against big bosses. Now, the goal is always to put together that ultimate guide, to play a class for an extended period of time, and be able to bring you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 builds for that class all in one place so that when you switch to that class, you can have some guidance on what you should be doing. Now, on the top of the screen, notice we have maintenance incoming tomorrow. Essentially, what we have coming in that maintenance, we went through it yesterday in the patch notes, but basically 2 things are happening. One of those things is going to be regarding Battlegrounds. Now, let me be very clear. I am not a Battlegrounds focused player. I don't typically push for legends in Battlegrounds. But I'm now going to be playing the Barbarian for a while. I have a build that I actually like, so I'm going to actually start doing some Battlegrounds and try and push myself up to get some additional rewards. I think it'll be a fun challenge for me and just fun to participate in general. But regarding the Battlegrounds, we do have more times opening up and cross-server experiences. What this essentially means is players are going to be able to play against a larger pool of players because more servers are involved. And because of this, more times can be available to play inside of the Battlegrounds. So essentially, Battlegrounds is going to be open almost all day long in some form or the other, with a 2-hour window of it closed in the middle of the day and like a 2 or 3 hour window closed in the middle of the night when everyone is most likely sleeping anyway, depending on your region. So Battlegrounds, it's getting a good update. They're also saying that they're going to do some matchmaking so that it's not all Barbarians or Crusaders in one team. They're going to do a little bit more balancing of what classes are on each team as well. From what we're hearing, this all sounds very good. Let's see how it plays out and see if it actually plays out as well as it sounds. In addition to this, a couple of little balance changes: Demon Hunter, Druid, and the Crusader. I think the Crusader is going to be in the best spot from those balance changes of the 3. Druid build, rip. Yeah, that Druid where you just jump on the what was it called, the deer thing, the steed, that is going to be not as strong as it was, which I know a lot of people are using that Druid build, dropping massive damage in dungeons and things like that, but I'm anticipating that that gets nerfed a little bit with this update. So the Blessing of Legends, this is saying it's going on until February 26th. It's definitely we're on the fence, right? It actually helps out a lot. Like, are you getting newer essences? Maybe. Are you getting higher quality equipment? I don't know. I farm so much that it's hard to get higher level equipment. Do you get alternative class essences? Yes, you do from time to time. This should be a standard feature inside of the game because it's really nice. Like for me, I have it set here for the Blood Knight, and I don't play the Blood Knight. There are so many essences I need for the Blood Knight that it's just smart for me to have it collecting those, because if I did it for something like the Crusader, I already have almost all the essences for the Crusader. So I'd be getting duplicates, and it's just basically essentially an extra legendary piece that drops into the bucket. But utilizing something like the Blood Knight or the Tempest or the Demon Hunter even, especially the Monk, because I hate playing the Monk. There's so many essences that I need. I think the value is there. I don't think the Activate Blessings feature is the best thing. It's not like, oh my god, it's amazing. But I'd rather have it than not, specifically for the alternative class essence. It's nice to be able to farm up some essences for alternative classes, even when you're not playing them. Same thing goes with the Blessed Hunter. This is also going on until February 26th, and I hope it doesn't go away. Not because it's game changing, but because the game is just a little bit better with it. Now, I do wish we had the option to get our bracelets as well, but it only goes with these 6 different accessory pieces. I don't know why it doesn't do bracelets as well. It would be really great if it did, but they're not doing that, which is fine. At least we do get some drops over here of some pieces of gear that we are actually looking for the actual slots where we need them. Again, very difficult to get ones that are better than what I'm currently wearing, but I know for some players that maybe play a little bit less than me, that may be a different story. So hopefully that stays in the game as well. And it's not even like a feature inside of our events. It's just like a feature of the game. Everything else, I mean, the only new thing we have inside of the game is Shady Stock, which is a boring event, but you do get yourself some additional green items out of doing it. That's all that's new today. Tomorrow the update comes, and who knows, maybe there'll be some surprises with that as well, because they typically drop things in an update that they don't share with us in patch notes. All right, now I love this part of the video where I dive in. I actually have 2 comments I want to take a look at today. This one from Nox09 saying, "Hey Echo, new sub here. Welcome and thank you, by the way. Been watching your videos lately and I'm hooked. I started playing as a wizard. I love the wizard. Currently at level Paragon 1022, Nightmare 3, free to play. But I seem stuck. Can you suggest where to farm everything to make my character stronger?" Now, I do have videos out on the channel about like best farming places and, you know, things to do to gain power inside of the game. But let me show you maybe my 2 favorite things to do recently where I feel like I get a lot of resources. And essentially all 3 of the things that I've liked farming a lot more recently are showing on the screen right now. Terror Rifts, you could do 10 of those per week. You get Terror Essence, and then you could run those with your bounties to 1, have quicker bounties, and 2, get better rewards. The Abyssal Verge, I think, is great for getting yourself a whole bunch of the normal gems, which is some of the most difficult things to upgrade inside of the game. And then Vanguard, you could do 5 of those per week to get those rewards. Now, why Vanguard? Vanguard, you get yourself a charm that you upgrade, and at the end of the season, you do get some rewards. You know, you get some nice leaderboard rewards and things like that, which is really cool. The thing is, it's not about the rewards that you get at the end of the season for me. It's after you do your run, remember 5 per week, it drops tons of legendary pieces of gear and green set items. I get a ton of those from Vanguard. I'll do my 5 every week, not only to get the battle pass rewards from the events, but also because of the legendary drops that you get. Then you come on over here to the Abyssal Verge. This one is another great one, but the reason why I love this one is, well, one, and my smallest reason, is it gives you Abyssal Essence, which you can use to craft runes, which I never craft anything good, ever. But it gives you a ton of normal gems. This is probably the best source of normal gems, unless if you're in a party and running in a party. But make sure you're running with 4 people in a party, because that'll get you more legendary gems. More normal gems. Obviously, you get experience, but you also can get monstrous essence out of running these as well. Then you can come right over and over here, turn in your, not over here, over here, turn in your monster essence at the bestiary, and get yourself a little bit more progress there as well, which is really quite nice. So these 2, go until you get your max gems for the week, go until you do your 5 runs for the week, and then you're just gonna come on over here. You're gonna do this 10 times per week. You're gonna look for the active spires right over here. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna spawn in right there, and I'm gonna do a run in a party of 4. I'm gonna activate all 4 spires. I'm gonna get my Terror Essence. And a cool thing about Terror Essence, and let me show you what that is really quickly, it's these items right here. Notice they are sellable on the market. Now, I don't sell mine. I use them in my bounties to try and get myself better gear. But you can sell these. And let me show you, they actually go for a decent value here in the market. 400 platinum per Terror Essence. So if you're a free-to-play player and you can run 10 runs per week, you're probably looking at 15 Terror Essence that you can unlock for yourself to use or sell per week. That's 6,000 platinum for you per week from Terror Essence if you don't choose to use them yourself. And really, it's probably the best thing that you can try to sell nowadays, because you should not be selling your normal gems. Runes are difficult to sell, and pets, well, they're not the biggest, hottest selling item either. So those are my 3 favorite things to farm to progress the account that I think are the quickest and the most fun, outside of bounties and dungeons, because, yeah, we run the hell out of dungeons too. I mean, obviously, outside of the 3 dungeons that you should be running every day, like, I run a lot of random dungeons. This battle pass is not even a week old yet, and I've already gotten just tons of dungeons into play. It is by far the thing that I do the most, because there's really no cap on these rewards that you can get from it, and it just keeps on giving. And yes, we have another comment right here from Meothman8125. Hey Echo, I was wondering something. Like, do I have to log off the game from my phone if I were to play on the laptop or PC, and vice versa? Thanks. Great question. We have a cross-platform player right here. As I'm playing on my PC right here, if I would want to go onto my phone and play, I could just log on my phone, and it would then kick me off of Battle.net on the PC, and it would log me in on the phone. You have one account, unless if you play on multiple accounts with multiple Battle.nets, you would have to be kicked off of the one on PC to go on the phone, or kicked off of the phone to go on the one on the PC. Glad to see others are taking advantage of using it cross-platform. And remember, we're getting close to January 30th, where we're having a tournament on our server, the Treasure Goblin server and server cluster. No residents, no pets, maximum of 2 players or 2 classes per team, and a max cap on secondaries. I hope you guys decide to come on over to the Discord server and participate in this event. It's going to be a ton of fun, cast by Ezreth, Gwyn, and myself. Just always a great experience, and hopefully we get some prizes thrown together for that as well, courtesy of Blizzard. I'm sure we will. Love to see you guys coming over to my server, and I know that a lot of you guys already have made your way over from whatever server you were playing on. Appreciate all of you. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Please subscribe.